So we are back in the game room and it's time for more pickups. Now relax, don't worry, no more pickups, I'm sure you're sick of it. It's a VR response. So yes, I've been tagged by claygraphics to do a video response on the 5 games I always go back to. So there are many videos out there, some fantastic responses already. In fact, so many that it's very difficult to actually work out who actually originated this idea. So I believe it's a guy out in the States, it is Square Pegs. But when I saw Clay's video, I was shocked and I was horrified, mate, that you tagged me. But I've never done a VR response, so just bear with me. But yes, but fair play, you did tag me against R-Type. So respect, dude, you know how to sort of motivate me. So yes, when Clay, the master of memories, asks you to do something like this, you got to, right? He's got so many good backstories. He really shares a lot of his memories and with true colour as well to his stories. You really relate to them. And a fantastic YouTuber, such a chill out guy. And so I had to respond. So I especially relate to your videos on like uni and stuff. It sounds just like me back in the day, mate. It really does. So I'm going to follow the same sort of rules that Clay had, so I'm not going to pick my favourites. So unfortunately, Radiant Silver Gun and Tatsujin, yes, I played them all the time, but no, I can't pick them because I don't go back far enough for them. So they're more recent games I've sort of come to love. And I'm not going to pick series as well, so Mario Kart would have been an obvious one and Street Fighter, but because I think that I go back to different games. There's not a specific one or a specific system. I mix it up a little bit with those games, so I'm not going to pick a series like that. And I won't be picking a YouTuber for tagging or anything like that. I'm going to do that at the end. I'll do some tagging then. So let's kick things off with the first game, and we're really going back in time, so I must be about 9 or 10 at the time. And yes, I used to always go on holiday into the same resort in Costa Brava, and they had a little arcade there. So yes, roots in arcade here. But it's a tiny little arcade that was below a restaurant. It was like in a little dingy sort of dungeon type thing in the basement. And one year in particular, we had the apartment above the restaurant itself. My folks rented it out. So it was really easy for me to nip down and go down to the arcade and play a few games. Yeah, so fantastic memories. And in this arcade, I remember going down these steep steps into this dark arcade. It's all lit up by these games. You had Green Beret on your right, and on your left you had a row as well. You had Pengo, you had Kung Fu Master, Spy Hunter, and Pengo almost made it on the list actually, but this game in particular started it all off for me for shooters. So this is when I really got into shooters and really got me intrigued with them. And it is a Capcom game, so you're probably guessing, but you probably guessed wrong. No, it's not Commando, it is Gunsmoke. This is a game that started me off on shooters. I've got fantastic memories of this one. So I used to always, I had limited coins, so not only was I playing, but I was always watching other people, how they were playing it, and seeing the next level, end level bosses and things like that. Because if you've ever played it, you know when you actually put in the credit, it flicks through all the different end of level bosses. So you really you know which one's coming up next, but you have no idea what the attack is, whether what they're throwing knives or what the different attacks they're going to do. Oh, you're absolutely fixated by this game, and it's so satisfying when you actually beat an end level boss that the bullets go through his wanted card. Absolutely amazing stuff. And I love the 3-button action as well, that you can shoot both up or you can shoot to the sides. Such a tough game, but it got me hooked on shooters. This is the one for me, and I always go back to it. In fact, as soon as I got my super gun, so in 2006, Street Fighter was technically my first PCB, but the one after was this one. I made sure I got this and Pengo. I was sort of fulfilling that the same arcade feeling that I had back in the day. So I even have a little bit of tradition for this one as well. I need to beat the high score every year, so I do play a lot of this on New Year's Eve. And I always try and make sure I beat my high score. I failed this year, unfortunately, but this year I'm going to make sure that I beat my high score. It's about 300k, which is not actually that bad. It is a tough game. So that is Gunsmoke, and we're going to move a little bit on and to a game that actually decided what sort of consoles I was going to get, to be honest with you. So really early on I got an Amiga, so my folks got me an Amiga, and we're living in Holland, so I think it came out fairly early compared to the rest of the world for some reason. But yeah, I got it early on. There wasn't many arcade games, so I was dying for arcade games. And when the Japanese Mega Drive came out, you know, it was like we first moved back to the UK. So I begged my folks to get it for Christmas. So we went down to Stoke-on-Trent to get a Japanese import Mega Drive and to get a Capcom game, Ghouls and Ghosts. Oh man. So again, in the arcades, I played this and absolutely loved it. So when I heard this was coming to the home, I had to get it. I was begged my folks to get this one. Such a tough game, but so satisfying when you master it. And believe me, I used to play the hell out of it. I had to finish it. I haven't finished it for a very long time, but yes, back in the day, that's what you wanted. You want a game that lasts, and this one lasted. Fantastic, fantastic Capcom game. I do have the PC Engine, the Super Graphics version, but I always go back to this one, even though the music's better on the Super Graphics. And also I've got the arcade as well, which obviously I play sometimes, but there's something about the Mega Drive version I always go back to. In fact, it's always on my the analog Mega Drive that I've got, so it's always stuck in there, always ready to play. Fantastic game. In fact, after the Mega Drive, I moved on to the Super Nintendo. I sold my Mega Drive and all my collection to buy a Super Nintendo because I wanted to get Super Ghouls and Ghosts. But like I say, I always go back to this one. So let's go on to the next game. So now we're going on to sort of uni days. And I mentioned they got the Super Nintendo after the Mega Drive when I sold that one. And yes, we used to play a hell of Super Nintendo multiplayer games. Mario Kart, obviously, which I can't choose. Striker, we used to play so many games of footy on that. And this one really brought out the nasty competitive streak in everybody. It just made the house into absolute chaos when this came out. It is Bomberman. So I had the multi-tap on this as well. So we have 5 players going at the same time. We used to always victimize that guy in the center. Now, as soon as you got like a glove straight away, you're just lobbing it across, trying to get the guy in the center. And we also had the set to like the golden Bomberman. So whoever won, they had the golden armor. So we always victimize him as well. We also gang up and go for the golden dude. Oh, so many memories. We were playing it for hours and hours, just come back from the pub. Fantastic time. In fact, there's times I remember like I was so tired to go downstairs, go to sleep, come up the next morning and people still playing the game. Absolutely insane. It used to drive people crazy, this game. So competitive and so much fun. Introduced my kids to this one as well now, and when everyone comes around and want a bit of multiplayer, then this is the one I always try and play. Fantastic game, and always go back to the Super Nintendo version. Yeah, I've got the Saturn version, I've got many versions on pretty much every system, but it's the SNES version that's all about. Bomberman, fantastic stuff. So next we're going to move on to the GameCube. So yes, I know the import gamer James, he chose this particular series, he chose this N64 version, but I'm going for Wave Race on the GameCube. Fantastic, fantastic game. The reason why I'm going for this one is the GameCube sort of brought me back a little bit into gaming, so I did have a little bit of a time when, after uni, I did a lot of traveling, didn't have so much time for games. So I did pick up a Nintendo 64 in Hong Kong, but that was about it. I didn't have that many games, and I couldn't really afford, to be honest with you. And it wasn't until I really settled down and had a proper job, a proper apartment, that I could start getting into games again. I could actually buy the games I wanted to get and keep them as well. Before, I used to always have to sell to get games. So yeah, this is actually my original copy from back in the day, and it got a special attachment to this one as well, because I used to play a lot of this one when my children were first born. So they were little babies, and I was such a responsible parent and let them sleep while I was playing in games. So I used to play this a lot, and also Double Dash as well. So Double Dash came out about a week before my second child, but this one came out before that one. Fantastic memories playing this one. Always go back to it. In fact, my daughter is my very first sub for my YouTube channel. The missus is the second one. But fantastic stuff. I love it. I love the graphics. I love the gameplay. So smooth. I love jet ski or snowboarding games, so this one just fits the bill. It's just I don't know, it just feels just so intuitive, the way you play it, and the sort of water graphics as well, the special effects just draws you in. You just feel so chill playing it. I love this game. Whenever I play GameCube, always this one is played at some point. Fantastic game, fantastic memories, and yeah, GameCube and Wave Race. So let's move on to the last game, and this is the one that possibly, you know, you could say I didn't have it back in the day, but I got it in 2006 when I first got my Super Gun, so, you know, hear me out. I think I'm allowed it. It's, you know, it's over 15 years ago, so I think I've got a good attachment to it. So yes, this is an arcade game, yet again, and it came out in 1999 in the arcades, but then in 2001 came out on the Dreamcast. And then just about a year before I got my MVS cart of it, it came out on the PlayStation 2. It is the best fighting game on the Neo Geo. And yes, it is the mighty Garou Mark of the Wolves. What a game. The best fighter on the Neo Geo by far. Fantastic, fantastic game. So yeah, it was one of the first MVS carts I ever got. And yeah, look what happened like 16, 17 years later, right? All this rooted from this. Oh, fantastic stuff. So if you don't know about this one, it's one of the Fatal Furies. It's the last one in the series, the third one, and the best. This is when they perfected the series. This is SNK Gold. They slightly tweaked the gameplay a little bit. They have this top selection thing, which is pretty cool, so you can actually see for defensive reasons, you know, if you feel like you want to hype up your character when you are at certain stages of your life bar, then you can sort of select where it is, either the end, middle or the beginning. And also they mixed up the characters as well, so they changed some of the designs. So I think they got the best Terry Bogard on this. I don't like that sort of trucker look. I think he's damn more cooler in Garou. Really amazing game, and I always play this one as well because anyone comes around and they want to have, you know, a bit of a fighter. Not everybody has played this one, so everyone's played Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, but yeah, I like to put this in and see people's responses because it's always positive. They always love this one, and it's just so easy to pick up and play. Fantastic game, really fantastic game. Okay, so those were my picks, and now it's time to pick on people. No, just kidding. No obligation on anyone, but originally I wasn't going to choose anyone. I wasn't going to tag anyone because so many people already in the community have already done it. So I wanted to encourage, I still am now going to encourage anyone that's, even people who haven't done any YouTube videos before, why not? No, give it a shot. You may enjoy it. It may add another dimension to the hobby, the hobby you already love. You know, everyone wants to hear what you've got to say, so everyone's got a different opinion, different memories, and it's really cool to share. So why not give it a go? But not only that, I thought, okay, I need to tag a few people. Let's see if some people are up for the crack. So yes, I thought the UK community is, you know, pretty much everyone's done it. So I thought I'd go to our cousins across the pond. So I'm going to start off with no obligations, but you know, generally want to hear from you guys. Reluctant Hero, dude, I know you make videos, I know you got fantastic choice and taste in games, so let's hear what games you always go back to, your 5 games. Be really cool to hear, mate, really cool. I understand you may be busy, I know you got a lot of stuff on with work and stuff, but dude, it'd be amazing. Next up, and if this guy does it, it'll be absolutely hilarious. I'm Borderline. Dude, you're my man. Go ahead, go on, do a video. I know you do your streaming, you don't do so much YouTube, but it'd be really cool if you're up for this one and you do a video. It'd be hilarious, mate. What are the 5 games you always go back to? Next dude is someone I really respect his opinion on games. He's got fantastic knowledge. He does do quite a few videos, and it's Alucard. So yes, dude, I'd love to hear what games you go back to, but I'll probably guess one of them from your name. So yeah, it'd be cool to hear from you. And the last 2, let's see if they're up for it as well. It's Saru and Jesse, so either a video together or separately, it's up to you guys. It'd be really cool. You always ask the questions, which games that we all enjoyed, so why not you have a response there, the 5 games that you always go back to. So I know, Saru, you've got some, you know, your history with the PC Engine, fantastic memories there. So really be cool to hear some of those. And especially I want to hear from Jesse, because Jesse, I know all that Nintendo goodness that you used to get to back in the day. So really would be cool, but I understand if you can't, you're busy, it's cool. Either way, it's cool. So that is it, that's my video, that's my response. Thank you so much, obviously, to Clay. Fantastic dude, go and watch his channel as well. Really, really cool guy. And that's it for me, I'll see you later.